doing stuff. My two girls are at a stake activity, so we're just in Wichita, you know, running errands as they do their stake activity. So gonna give it a minute. Don't know how many people are gonna join. It is a Saturday. I have a lot on my mind right now, mostly because of just like the videos I've been doing this last week or two. I just like I don't know. I almost feel in a way that like things are at a new level. um, just blown away by this whole like ashes idea and thing. Well, actually, yeah, that's the video that I put out this morning, so I guess it's gonna be new for some people. But we've been talking about just like all these fires and stuff taking place. There's been some just like really notable fires, you know. And okay, we got we got 16 people here. Um, that video, the one with Hillary Rat talking about the beauty for ashes. Let me know if you've seen it, and if you're here, let me know where you're from, what you're doing today. One thing I need to do today is shave. I can tell you that. Yeah. So, yeah, let me know if you saw that video this morning where they were talking about more catastrophes happening as we get closer to the second coming. But just like this whole idea of like beauty from ashes. If you didn't see that video, it has to do with um, a scripture from Isaiah, Isaiah 61, verse 3. Really, it's the whole chapter. It's a short chapter, but it has to do with the second coming, the day of vengeance. Those that are mourning right now because of wickedness, whether it's wickedness in the world, wickedness in your personal life, um, and then exchanging those ashes for beauty and receiving healing. So Bob D's here, Meridian, Idaho, Olga Landry, Julie Palmer, Alma Perry from Saratoga Springs, Utah, was about to watch before this live started. Make sure to still watch it if you have time, or watch it tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss that one. I promise you. Greg Byers from Henderson, Nevada, which will hopefully have a temple sooner than later. I really thought that temple, the newest one, would have been announced in Henderson, but it shows how much I know. Julie Palmer, Pocatello, Guilo, Southern Utah. Leslie Mahan, Edmond, Oklahoma. That's my neighbor down south there. Teresa Lane, hello from Virginia. Jesse Daniels, hello from Wisconsin. Cheryl Konopasek from Layton, Utah. Olga, I did start to watch it. I'm really struggling right now. I can't wait to see my husband again. I hope the second coming is soon. Me too. I think that it is. They're talking about healing in the second coming. Not just like healing because we've had healing available to us. Sorry. Here we go. The issue with my car. Let me wait till it stops clicking. Anytime now. Oh, don't worry. Just take your time, It's not like I'm doing a live stream or anything like that. Thank you. Anyway, we know that we have healing that's available to us right now. For one thing, you can simply pray and receive healing that way. You receive healing as you live the gospel, as others live the gospel. You can receive priesthood blessings. There's healing that's available right now, but in what I covered in the last video, they are talking about the healing, the rebuilding of the world, whatever damage takes place, in our cities and countries. There's going to be rebuilding and rising from the ashes. from that. There's going to be physical healing. Our bodies are going to be changed. There's not going to be disease anymore. And I'm assuming, and it is an assumption, that that's going to include mental illness and things like that, which that's obviously a big trial for many people. Um, and then relationships, being in toxic relationships with people that are living a telestial lifestyle that uh, are toxic. They're not good to be around. They're not good for your health. So they've started President Nelson's presidency, use this scripture, Isaiah 61:3, about uh, beauty for ashes. And I looked it up. There's only two other times that I found that they've used that in General Conference. Once was 2015. It was Elder Renlin when he was still in the quorum of the 70. And then the only other time was, well, the only two other times was Sherry Dew in the year 2000, and then somebody else in 1944. I don't know who, but like all the other times. So obviously they're like talking about this scripture in their meetings or something like that. I don't know how once you explain all of a sudden all these talks, including this scripture. Um, and the most recent one was actually named. The title of the talk was Beauty for Ashes as well. I think you will be with your husband soon. That's my belief. Hello. Ariel Bybee, South Jordan, Utah, currently in St. George at my son's soccer tournament. Hoping to go to the Red Rocks Temple open house today. Oh, the open house is still going on? I guess that makes sense. I think it's gonna be dedicated in March, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's the next temple on deck. Greg Byers, you're both right, 100%. Catch the buzz. Hey, from Nampa, Idaho, as usual. Teresa Lane, cleaned our church day. Me and two other ladies, two couples didn't show up, of course. It was a lot of, they were probably just kidding. It was a lot of work for three older ladies. Laugh out loud. Why do people do that? They may have genuinely forgot. There are sometimes legitimate reasons that people don't show up. Or they just didn't care, but who knows? We can't judge, right? Julie Palmer, me too, Olga. I miss a son and daughter. Life is very mentally exhausting these days. There's going to be so much healing that comes just from that, just having our loved ones with us again. We've studied, and Joseph Smith has said that those that are resurrected will probably not stay on earth the whole time. Christ and the resurrected, only when it's necessary. But I would imagine that when you have a situation where, because we know that, like, if we have, for example, we have children that have passed away before their time, I know that you get to raise those children in the millennium. And then in the case of Olga, I would assume, and I'm not saying this is doctrine, but I would think that, since you're still in mortality, you would probably complete your life with your husband and potentially have more children. I don't know if that's what you want to do. I can't say that for sure, but I think that's how it's going to go. You get to raise them if they died young. Kier Hatch, appreciate your research and usage of scripture and prophets and apostles. Thanks, Kara. I try my best. I try and just stick with what they say and not override them, and don't like just ignore what they say and say it's just their opinion. I feel like that's much too prevalent in the church, just people like not liking what they hear from the prophets and saying, well, it's just his opinion. And we can't do that. We can look to other prophets who may, shed light on whatever that topic is. Teresa Lane, the video is buffering. Is it me or Jared? Let me know, you guys. Let me know if the video is okay or if it's just Teresa. Olga Landry, I enjoy listening to your YouTube vlog. Great, I'm glad that you do. Dina Sten, Hi Jared, smiley face, Dana Sten, San Clemente, California. Greg Byers, Red Cliffs Temple open houses through February. Caleb Algier, are you LDS? Yes, this is an LDS channel. Alma Perry, buffering for me as well. Dang it. Jesse Daniels, it's doing it on mine as well. Oh man. It's probably me, you guys. I'm in Wichita, so there's more, what would you call it? Since I'm on my mobile plan, like I don't have like unlimited. I can't even remember how my plan works. It's like you have unlimited data to a certain point. Once you reach that point, then depending on how overloaded the network is, and since I'm in Wichita, there's a lot of people on the network. That might be why. Caleb Algier, I don't know. Cool. I'm LDS too. Yeah, if you subscribe, Caleb. We talk a lot about the second coming here and just watching for signs of the times. Carl Ribeiro, hey Jared, glad to finally make it to the stream. All right, so give me an update, you guys. Is it still lagging? I don't know if I'm even like getting through to anybody right now. Let me know if it's gotten any better. So anyway, just a quick recap. It's like I'm processing this like new information that I didn't know before the last few days. President Nelson goes to Rome, dedicates the Rome Italy temple, meets with the Pope. 1 month later in France, the Notre Dame Alma Perry off and on seems better. Patrick Burt, it's not lagging on my end. Okay. I'll just assume that it's coming through for some of you. So a month after he meets with the Pope, the Notre Dame Cathedral burns. And then what happens is just this last week, the Salt Lake Temple had its final pyramid piece on the central west spire put on, like the steeple. And on that same day, the Notre Dame Cathedral also has its steeple completed or presented for the first time since it fell, because it burned and it fell. And they decided to turn the rooster on top. There was like a golden rooster on top before. It's still a golden rooster, but they made it look more like a phoenix, because there was all this talk about rising from the ashes. Even our own presiding Bishop Cossé, kind of talked about that, Notre Dame rising from the ashes. And then during President Monson's time, when Elder Uchtdorf was second counselor in the first presidency, he told a story about a cathedral in Dresden, Germany that was destroyed during World War II, and how it's come back and risen from the ashes. President Oaks, during the 2022 first presidency Christmas devotional, talked about all these things that people have done to commemorate the life of Christ, including cathedrals. And he showed a picture of the Notre Dame Cathedral and talked about how so much work went into building those cathedrals. And then he, after that, talked about temples. And that was the first time that I started thinking about this concept of how there's going to be a lot of leftover buildings in the millennium, and probably a lot of them will be converted into temples. And I think that's probably what's going to happen with Notre Dame, and why you have these like things going on. Notre Dame and President Nelson, Notre Dame and the Salt Lake Temple, like these weird parallels. President Nelson talked about, at the time that Notre Dame burned, he sent a message to the Pope and said that, Notre Dame will, I can't remember the phrase, but like rise to a newness of life. And then with this most recent video that I put out this morning, Elder Razban was in Lahaina, I guess this last weekend or something, him and Sister Razban, and they were quoting this Isaiah 61 verse 3 scripture about beauty for ashes and how Lahaina is going to rise from the ashes and become, beautiful again. And I did this, like, I went through all these different talks, and all of them except for one come from Nelson's time, where there's this phrase beauty for ashes in the sense of healing, rebuilding. So there got to be a reason for that. It's not just random. They're probably thinking about the near future. How, I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of rebuilding after the second coming. For, maybe a few years, maybe a couple decades. That might be like the primary activity that we're engaged in, is rebuilding. So there's just like this theme that's been going on that I didn't really know about rising from the ashes. And what's interesting is that the day that the steeple was revealed on the Notre Dame Cathedral, which was the same day that the Salt Lake final steeple was put on, the next day was Ash Wednesday, which is a day when certain Christian denominations, they take the ashes of palm leaves from the previous year on Palm Sunday, and then they like put that on themselves, so it's like ashes, Ash Wednesday. Oh, by the way, Notre Dame Cathedral burned the day after Palm Sunday, and now this year it hits this milestone the day before Ash Wednesday, and it's on Valentine's Day, which is the day of love. And there's going to be a lot of relationships repaired after the second coming. People that are with abusive people right now, people that are in toxic relationships, and those celestial people that don't know how to do marriage, that are toxic and harmful, manipulative, abusive, they're going to become ashes, and the people that remain are going to receive beauty and healing, and they're finally going to have somebody that they deserve. And it's a really big thing that's happening right now. They're talking about really big things, and this is just one. This is just one theme. The beauty for ashes. It's like this before. Talk about all these different things. Talk about the second coming so frequently. It's mind-boggling. Okay, Shannon, it has gotten better. Goblin, hello from St. George, Utah. Teresa Lane, I closed and reopened the feed and you aren't buffering anymore right now. A gal needs, it was. No, not too much now. Jesse Daniels, mine has gotten better, but it could happen again. I need to turn on, or I need to open this window because it's starting to fog up in here. The tub's fire. Now there's more greenery there than ever. God makes things beautiful again. Oh yeah, the tub's fire. Elder Rasband and his wife said that in 2017 they had visited Santa Clarita, California, which, like Paradise the next year, it seemed like a lot of it burned, and it left scenes just like Paradise. Begoniasaurus Rex, also much buffering. Hello from Central Missouri. Catch the buzz. Speaking of apex, in the Salt Lake City Temple update video, highest point, apex of construction. We're also in solar maximum, Son of God, second coming. These things are all related in my view. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think there's a lot of things that are happening right now. There's another thing that I just found out, but I'm going to save it for the video that I put out later today. I was finally able to nail something down that I've been trying to for a while, and I found it, so it'll be in the next video. Ariel Bybee, and it has to do with April. Ariel Bybee, the video is fine for me. I love your content. I watch your videos every day. Awesome. That makes me happy to hear. Aaron Clark, did I miss a live? Nope. We're still going until Jenica gets back from the store. Haley James, I just want my comment read. Ha ha ha. Hello from Paducah, Kentucky. Hello. So that's all that I have to say for this one, unless there was like any questions or anything that you guys want to talk about. Susie, Wyoming girl, or Wyo girl. Hey, from Laramie, Wyoming. I visited Laramie many times when I was in elementary school playing Oregon Trail. I think I died near there one time. Master Maki, what is he doing? What is he doing at the store? Shopping, grocery shopping. Our girls are at the steak center right now. There's some kind of youth activity. And so since we live an hour away, we're just running errands around town while we wait for them to have their activity. Lucas makes shorts. Hi. M&A Pro. Hey, did you hear about the new discoveries of the James Webb Telescope? Maybe. Are you talking about... I know that recently they discovered what they would call, I guess, large celestial structures, like, groupings of, I think, galaxies. I can't remember. Like, they discovered one, I guess they didn't know about before, which, like, from our point of view, is like a big circle, and then there's like a half circle C shape that's like underneath it. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, wait. Do you recall the gratitude video from President Nelson stating potentially fulfilling gathering of Israel? I don't remember that part. No, I don't know. I remember his prayer. He said something interesting. He said in his prayer, like, we passengers on planet Earth, which kind of like stood out to me. A gal needs... Wait, no, sorry. No. Let me... The weather looks great there. Thumbs up. It's a little bit cold. Like, it's in the 30s, but it doesn't bother me. I have my hoodie on. Haley James, what exciting time do you live in? Thanks for your videos. Take care. Oops. Also, Carbondale, Illinois is part of our stake. So excited for the eclipse. Did you watch the video that I did about the cicadas? It was my most recent video. I talked about Carbondale. Is that why you're bringing that up? You guys should watch you should watch all my videos. But the cicada video, there's like this whole thing about cicadas, how like there's these two broods. One's on a 13-year cycle, one's on a 17-year cycle, and in an event that's taking place this year that only happens once every 221 years, these two broods are emerging at the exact same time. And at first I was just like, well, because they're kind of like in different locations, like they basically border each other, but it's not like they're like overlapping. So in other words, you always have cicadas that will pop up, from year to year. Well, I don't know if it's like every year, but it's like pretty common. So when I heard this story, I was like, oh, that'd be crazy if like these two broods are in the same location. And so instead of just having a typical cicada mating season or brooding, you'd have like a double whammy because two broods in the same location. So that's not the case, even though they're right next to each other. But I looked into it because so many people were emailing me about it. I just decided to go ahead and knock it out today and see if I could find anything, and I did. I did find something. So watch that video. Stephen Salmon. Say, is this like a trick? I'm not gonna do it. A gal needs. My favorite videos are compilations of different quotes on various topics and then discussing about them. Food for thought. Yeah, I can try and do some more of that. It's just like I've already like shared all of it, but again, there's always like new people joining the channel, so sometimes I feel like it's worth it to just do basically like a rerun. It's pretty stunning when you put it all together and you collect all these quotes. It's just like you realize there's so much going over everybody's head, including your own. And you and I are people that watch for these things, and we don't even catch all of it. That's why it's like, I don't think we have anyone to blame but ourselves if like suddenly things happen and it's too late. Like there's people that like think that, no, we're not close to the second coming, this hasn't happened yet, that hasn't happened yet, as though they're God and they know exactly how things are supposed to happen, or they can't imagine different ways that prophecy can be fulfilled. I think it's a very dangerous route to take. You know, you're not in a position to say that something has or hasn't happened, because you have the reverse too. You have people that say, oh, this prophecy's been fulfilled, that prophecy's been fulfilled. You guys, we're not prophets. We're not prophets. So, for one thing, if you think a prophecy has been fulfilled, but no one in authority has said that, you can maybe feel sure, like, oh, I think that that's been fulfilled. But until someone declares it fulfilled, you should not go as far as to say it is fulfilled. You're not the prophet. And likewise, if you think that things still have to happen, who are you to say what it's supposed to look like? When we've been told time and time again that prophecy many times and often occurs in natural ways, and unless you have the Spirit to see it, you're going to fail to see that prophecies have been fulfilled. So it's just both sides. I can't stand these like authoritative statements, either for or against, as though you're the arbiter of truth and prophecy. So, okay, sorry, I'm going off on a rant. Okay, so quotes. Yeah, I'll try and do some more quotes. Oh, I was saying, I don't think we have anybody to blame but ourselves if all of a sudden it's time, whatever the time is, Adam on Yaman, Christ coming to the New Jerusalem, being caught up, going to the Jews, going to the world. We have no one to blame but ourselves, I think, because they're just flat out talking openly about it, and frequently. I want to say that when watching each of your videos, I am impressed with genuine, more loving toward all around us. You exemplified that, and I hope more people will come to know your channel, and you will be blessed for your efforts. Thank you, Jordan. I feel like there's a lot of times I need to say, or I need to be better on my channel and in my life. The other day I was at Tractor Supply, and like the cashier was like being all nice and like very outgoing, and I was just kind of being like sluggish and just like, you know, I wasn't like rude, but I should have matched a little bit her energy. It would have been better, and I kick myself when things like that happen. Need to do better. Catch the buzz. Lots of apex definitions can mean the highest point in a literal sense, like climbing to the apex of the Eiffel Tower for a fabulous view of Paris. Wiki, the highest or the greatest part of some. Am I back? Honey? Where'd Mom go?
Mom's in the store.
Okay, whatever. I can't imagine that, right? Jenica was here. Am I losing my mind? Karen Lee Friendland. Karen Lee from St. George. Love your videos and watch most all of them. Well, that's quite the feat. I do a lot of videos. I just want to explain again. I do a lot of videos because I can. It's because I can. There's nothing stopping me. Because I'm hoping that you guys get something out of it, but I definitely do. I'm in this very strange part of my life where I'm doing this full time, and I can. So because I can, I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go as far as I possibly can. It's awesome. And I hope others benefit from my, not just the videos, but the spreadsheets. I'm really happy about my spreadsheets because I don't, it's like I don't have a good memory. And even if I did, it's not like I can just like memorize all these things. I've kind of realized that it's necessary to like organize these, or jot it down and organize it so you can refer back to it later. Ask You Delusion. Can the community come together to help a homeless veteran? The missus and I are sponsoring. He needs lodging. I don't know, like email me about it, but I can't really make a decision here on a live stream. Teresa Lane, the buffering is too much. I can't, y'all, on the flip side. Oh, sorry. So Daisu. Hello, random person passing by. Hope you have a good day. I hope you do too. River Rat, I love your YouTube channel. Awesome. M&A Pro, the scientists tried to look at the beginning of the universe with the James Webb Telescope, but now they found galaxies so far out and so advanced that they basically proved the Big Bang Theory wrong. I'll have to look into that. That's news to me. Okay, let's see. We're just going to do this. Please don't repeat the exact same thing in the chat over and over and over again, because at that point it just becomes spam. Dana Meese, hey dude, can we play a game? I don't know. Debbie Whitaker, I have a problem with my ear being plugged up, so I can't hear as good. Do I tell people? I tell people that I have a medical problem and I'm not yelling. Sorry. I'll keep going. I don't know if it's like still worth it to you guys. I guess it is if people are still here. I'm gonna assume that the buffering isn't that bad. Mail or Melee, you have excellent memory to even compile this. A gal needs, yes, she opened the door and going over quotes, scriptures, talks, signs, etc. Help us see with spiritual eyes, see foreshadowing, etc. You should make all the videos you can, but I will. Carl Ribeiro, after watching your videos, I've begun to realize how much actually happens each day. You do a great job at making others aware of the signs of the end. Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Carl. Of course, it's never a guarantee that anything that we're talking about actually means anything, unless it's actually like quotes from general authorities. All these other things like with signs and stuff, I feel like some you can pretty well be sure are actual signs, like when there's like big wonders that happen in the world, you know, things in the heavens, you know, wonders. Other things I feel pretty sure about, like this whole idea of like ashes and the Notre Dame Cathedral. I'm probably gonna have to go, you guys. Sorry, I'm getting a call and I have to take it. So, all right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm probably not going to do another live stream today, but don't miss that video I put out later today. It's good. I nailed something down, and you'll want to see it. Have a good weekend and have a good Sabbath tomorrow. Talk to you later.